Hi, welcome to Fall 2017, your Critical Thinking Seminar. I'm your instructor, Professor Hoffman, and I'm doing a short video to show you a little bit about how to navigate the course and also give you a little bit of background of what we're planning for this semester. In terms of the course shell, we have three sections here: course content, course tools, and support. The course content is going to be the main section you'll use. It's our homepage. The syllabus, in case you need to refer to how much a certain assignment is worth, school policy, or just sort of the dates and the guidelines for assignments. More detailed assignment instructions will always be on the weekly learning module and the assignment submission module as well. Announcements, in case you want little reminders of what we're doing this week. Our weekly learning modules will probably be the most often used link in this course. This will lead us to our coursework, basically, and a link to the discussion board. That's pretty common in all online courses. So we'll be using the discussion board to exchange ideas, support each other, create a classroom, even though none of us will maybe even meet regularly. Course tools, you'll have my contact information and a little bit about me and my instructor. Mercy College Library. If you do research, which you will for this course, definitely use the library databases and library approved materials. That will weed out all the junk that is on Google. Google's fantastic, but the best research is done with the library databases. If you want to send me an email, you can either use your Google account, whatever email client, but here's a quick link to send me an email. I will respond within 24 hours, so don't hesitate to ask. My grades, this will lead you to, well, your grades and some tools. Also down here, if you need some support for Blackboard, Blackboard has a YouTube channel with instructional videos, and as the course goes along, I'll post those in case you need a little more help navigating if you're not too familiar with Blackboard. But here's where you can get a lot of support for the course shell itself. So let's go ahead to those weekly learning modules. We have 1 week here that we're starting today, and it's running till Sunday. All our weekly modules run, except for this week and finals week, run from Monday. The course will appear, and you have some Sunday to complete the assignments and the readings. You'll have a quick summary of what things are. I will leave the modules up after a week has closed. I do accept late work. There is a penalty. If you are proactive and have a family emergency or a personal emergency, email me and perhaps we can waive the late points as long as you're continually working on the course. If late work becomes extensive, it's a regular thing, there'll be some other penalties added to your assignment. Weekly overview. So as you can see, you have a table of contents of the main content here, and you can use these arrows to navigate. Each week I'll give you a sort of a weekly overview. Message from me, what I'm thinking about for this week, what we're planning, some of the deadlines. So here we have our weekly checklist. So I want you to read and watch or listen to all the materials in the learning materials folder. Those by Sunday. The discussion board is our only assignment, really written assignment this week. Weekly we'll have our initial post by Thursday night, and you have the rest of the week to respond to 2 or 3 classmates. The reason why I am putting a weekly deadline is I find that students who, even though they always try to be ahead of time, students who post late, their posts don't get a lot of attention, and I want to make sure everyone gets active and gets involved in the discussion board. If you have difficulty making that deadline, just email me. We can talk about that. My contact information here, and I'll also, at the end of this, post this video, so you have this to go back on. All right, so next, let's click ahead. In this folder, we'll always have a weekly learning material. I like to use a variety of materials. So you'll have slideshows, you'll have articles, you'll have PDFs from books, academic journals. We'll use videos, we'll use podcasts. So we'll use a lot of different things, and that's what this will be inside this particular folder. And as you link through, as you click through, all of the materials will pop up in another screen, so you can go ahead and access them and view them. So we have one little bit long article, and then some videos. Then when you're done with your learning materials, we'll go to the activities. This will include the majority of graded assignments. That's the best way to look at it. And I have this checklist here assignments, quizzes, journals, discussion boards. You will not have all of these due all on the same week. This is just a reminder. I know schedules get busy, and I know I like reminders and deadlines. So this isn't what's due this week. This is just a regular reminder of what the assignments that we have regularly are. And for this week, we'll be doing a discussion board, and we're going to talk a little bit about critical and creative thinking and grit. And this discussion board is really introduce yourself and kind of reflect on the materials that you reviewed. What are some of the connections you're already making between the ideas of grit and critical thinking? So initial post should be about 200 words, posted by Thursday night, and please respond to 2 to 3 classmates by Sunday. Try to make the responses about 50 words. Make them substantial. Try to start a conversation. Ask questions. I grade based on quality versus quantity. So if you respond to the entire class with, I agree with you, great post, it will not get as good of a grade as someone who did 2 to 3 really thoughtful, maybe 50-word, 100-word responses, especially if you bring in research to your responses. So that's kind of the gist of this week's lesson. Now, the overall arc of this structure is we're going to take a look at critical thinking, which is a skill in high demand in the workplace. Also used a lot in colleges and academics. We're going to look at how we can really think about something in a different lens, look at it from different ways, and how we can apply what we learn about that to problem solving and creatively thinking of solutions to issues in our worlds, in your industry. And so all of the projects that you're going to work on are going to be fairly personal. They're going to connect to what you want to do with your life. So the second part of that is we're going to look at deliberate practice and grit. And grit is basically an idea of how you can push yourself to really achieve what you want by working hard and developing a deliberate practice to get you to that successful point. So one of the projects we'll be working on throughout the semester is you're going to learn something. Figure out something you haven't really been able to learn, whether it's because of work or whether because of class schedules. If you always wanted to learn a foreign language, if you always wanted to learn an instrument, well, this semester is going to be your chance to do it because we're going to chart and document your journey of learning this item. There will be failures, and in the end, there will be some successes, and either way, you're going to learn something about yourself and how you learn. So our projects are going to be learning something personal, learning something globally, and then learning something within your major. So we'll have several projects that involve that, and throughout the semester we'll have sort of checkpoints or journals and discussion boards, or we discuss what we're coming up with throughout the semester. So that's the overall issue, but for this week we're looking at reading the materials, doing the discussion board posts, and at the end, the last module, we have sort of a short checklist of, hey, make sure that this is what you got. And I'll usually add something about what I'm hoping you got out of this. And if you didn't get out of it what I'm looking for, maybe go back and review the materials. Or maybe there is a question that you have that you want to email me and ask me, or we can set up a meeting. So this sort of keeps us all on the same page week by week. So that is our course. I'll be adding other videos week by week or different formats of announcements just to keep us on board, keep us all on the same page, and add to your experience with critical